Now I'm going to relaunch the agent. The agent is connected and it is working fine now. If I check the notes, you can see that here it is saying in sync, and you can see that now we have another executor here in the system. Now this is building remotely on the Jenkins agent, and the workspace is under the home Jenkins agent. So if I probably come here and look under home Jenkins agent, and inside of workspace we have the test job that we have generated over here when it was executed. Hey masters, welcome back to JoanMedia. Welcome back to another good video, in this case of Jenkins, but Jenkins running in Docker. We're gonna learn today how to use Docker Compose to set up a service, right, that have a Jenkins server and an agent. I'm gonna explain you step by step using this amazing guide of CloudBees what you have to do in order to achieve this configuration. And in case you want to learn Jenkins or you want to practice how to use it and do some demo stuff, you can use it for sure. I want to explain you step by step how you can achieve this. And I also wanted to do this video because following this amazing guide, I saw a difference, and there is a configuration, an extra configuration that we have to take a look, and I want to explain you that. So let's go ahead and start. Basically, as you can see over here, it is explaining what is Docker Compose, and as you probably know, sometimes you need to run more than one container, and Docker Compose allows us to create a small network, right, with that can actually can configure different containers so they can speak to each other, right? They are like compatible, and they can share some ports and share some services and volumes, and that's the important thing of Docker Compose. What is Jenkins? Well, basically it is an automation server. It is used or most often associated with building source code and deploying the results. Okay, sometimes, or for many people, Jenkins is as synonymous with continuous integration and continuous delivery, CI/CD. Okay, and as you can see in this paragraph, basically it is saying that one of the Jenkins most powerful features, it is the ability to distribute job across multiple nodes. And that's something that I wanted to achieve in this video, right? Like configure at least one node that can talk to the manager, and we can send that the job from the manager to the node, and we can take a look of that, how you can achieve that. And maybe you can learn a lot from this video. Okay, so the prerequisites is basically to have Docker and Docker Compose installed in your computer. And I can start with you guys. Let's understand what is going to happen here. It is saying that we can actually use Docker run to run Jenkins, right, with a single command. However, we can use Docker Compose, right, to set up the different configurations over here. As you can see, in this case, it is going to be using the Docker Compose version 3.8, right? And we're going to have only one service in the first step. It is going to be the Jenkins service, and the image is going to be Jenkins LTS. This is the basic one, and the only one that we're going to be using for this video. It is not the only one, I'm sorry. We're going to use another one. We have to set the privileged to true, all right? That's the flag that we need. Also, we need to set the user root, all right? And also, we want to expose the ports 8080, right? And also this other one over here, all right? But I am only going to use this one over here, all right? The container name in this case is going to be Jenkins. Take a look of this, because we're gonna be using this name to access the bash, right? I'm gonna try to explain you how we can check inside of the Jenkins container to take a look of the different files that we have there, and so on. Okay, also it is saying that we can set up some volumes. So it is important to mention that under the var Jenkins home folder, there is going to be, or actually there is allocated all the configurations in Jenkins. As you probably know, as soon as you install Jenkins, you need to install plugins, set up at least one user, right, that can access the server, and all that configuration is actually stored in this folder over here. So I want to map all that configuration in my local computer in a volume, so the data is consistent, and actually we can save the configuration in case the Docker container goes down. Well, we don't have to take a look and configure all of that configuration again. Okay, and also I also want to map or catch in a volume the Docker sock, right? I'm not pretty sure why, because I'm not pretty sure how it works, but this one is pretty important. But I'll try to manage both of them in the same way. Basically, as you can see, well, I have 2 folders over here, and in a main one, but I have the Jenkins data, which is going to be the volume, right? Let me show you this, right? This is the Docker Compose file that has all this configuration. It is the same one, but I have changed the volume configuration, because in my case I have a Jenkins data folder, right, in my folder, right, and also I also have another path over here, which is bar run docker sock over here. Okay, that's important, and that's how we can do this in Windows. Probably if you are in Linux or Mac, I'm not pretty sure, but you can avoid the usage of the dot. But I'm not pretty sure of that, okay? All right, once I have done this, in order to configure and actually start with the configuration, is using the command docker compose -f, and then send the Docker Compose file that I want to run. In this case is Jenkins server.yaml file, but I need to send also app, because I want to app the network. Okay, you're gonna see that it is going to be creating the stuff, it is going to download all the containers, and it is going to take a bit of time. Let me show you the UI over here. You're gonna see that the Jenkins Docker test network has been created, and inside of this we have a Docker container running and downloading all the stuff that we need. Okay, you're gonna see that in a few seconds it is gonna tell me that a kind of password is required. Let me show you this. It is saying that the Jenkins initial setup is required, and an admin user has been created and a password generated. Please use the following password to proceed the configuration. Okay, so I'm not pretty sure, but I think that we can use this password over here. Okay, so I'm gonna come to my localhost 8080. You're gonna see that it is gonna be requesting me in the UI the password that I need. It is important to mention that this process is happening inside of the Linux container. Okay, I'm just following or actually exposing this port so we can access actually the UI of the software that is running in a Docker container. Okay, so I'm gonna send the password, and there it is. I'm gonna install the suggested plugins, and we have to wait for a few seconds. In the meantime, let's imagine that Jenkins doesn't provide us the password here in the console, right? How you can get this password, since this is inside of the of a container, right? How we can access the var Jenkins home secrets initial password. Okay, well, the first option that you probably are thinking about is probably access the volume because we have mapped this in our Windows system, and we can look for the secrets folder, and also look for the initial admin password over here. Let me show you this. There it is. That's the password that I need. But let's imagine that you didn't set up a volume. So there is a workaround. Let me show you this. You can do a docker exec, right? And also send the Jenkins name. Why Jenkins? Because in the Docker Compose file, we said that the container name in this case is going to be Jenkins. Okay, so I can do something like cat and send the place where the file with the password is. So if I do this, you're gonna see that it is gonna be returning me the password, but in this case it's going to be inside of the Docker container. Okay, let me check if I'm recording, and I am. So I can show you something else. Let's imagine that you want to explore the folders and all the configuration that we have inside of Docker in this particular Docker container. Well, the best way to do this is the same Docker exec, the Jenkins name in this case is the container name, right? And we can do something like I think that we have to do exec -it because I want an interactive well, actually an interactive mode, okay? And I can execute bash. So you're gonna see that now we're gonna be inside of the container, okay? If I do an ls here, you're gonna see that now we have a bin, a boot, dev, etc, home, and all the configuration files or the folders that are inside of Linux, okay? I'm currently in root right now, okay? And let's imagine that I don't know, maybe we can inspect, right, the var in Jenkins home, so we can see what is inside of that folder. I'm gonna go to cd var Jenkins home, and basically you're gonna see that all the folders that we have inside of Docker are mapped in the volume. That's basically the stuff, right? But I also wanted to show you this docker exec command because it is useful. And it is gonna help us to solve an issue that we're gonna have in a few seconds. Okay, let me see what else we can do over here. I think that's basically it. We can start taking a look of something in the documentation because we need to generate an SSH public and private key in order to connect the node with the manager. Okay. So let's do that. I'm gonna open another command, another PowerShell window here, and I'm gonna do the next step. Let me show you in the official documentation what we have to do. Basically, in the meantime, as soon as it is already configured, we can come back and continue working with this. But as you can see, in order to add a Jenkins agent with Docker Compose, we need to use the SSH keygen to create a key. So let's do it. We have to do an SSH keygen command, then use -t, then RSA, and -f, and then the name of the public and private key that we want to generate. Let's imagine that I want to generate a Jenkins agent, right? A public and private key. It is asking me if I want to enter a passphrase. In my case, I want to keep it empty, and the same for the same passphrase. It is empty, and you're gonna see that we're gonna have like two files automatically generated in our folder with a private key, right, like this one, and also a public key that we have over here, right, in the that poop file. Well, in case that you don't have like in this case a graphical interface, you can do like a cat and do a Jenkins agent over there, and you're gonna get the private key, right? It is the same stuff, but just playing around with the console. And in case you want to get the public key, well, you have to ask for that in the console too with that pop extension file. Okay, that's something that we have to do. Let's take a look of how the installation is going. It is getting started right now. It is going to ask us for a username and a password. Actually, we're gonna be asked to create a user, an admin user. Let's wait for a few seconds, but we're advanced. You're gonna see that we're in a good shape. There it is. It is gonna ask me for the username. It is gonna be test, a password test, configure password test. The full name is gonna be test, and the email address test.com. Okay, perfect. Save and continue. It is asking me for the instance configuration. It is going to be localhost 8080. Save and finish, and start using Jenkins. You're going to see that well, now we have the Jenkins up and running in the localhost 8080. Well, the Docker Compose is running. You're going to see here the logs. Probably it is saying like, yeah, it has completed the installation of 85 plugins, and all of those plugins are well actually saved in the volume right over here, so we don't have to care about if we kill the Docker container we have to install all over again. It is not. We have all the configuration already configured, actually saved in this folder. Okay, that's important. Well, in case we want to create a new item to check if it is working or not, we can create a test job over here. This test job is going to be a freestyle project. We click on OK. And I'm gonna just configure the project to have like an SSH, I'm sorry, a shell command, so I can do something like echo hello world, for example, right? I'm gonna save this, and you're gonna see that as soon as I build this, well, we're gonna have the first build here, and we have a hello world magically displayed in the console. That's amazing, right? Jenkins is working fine. Before we continue with the configuration of the agent, we have to come here to configure, but in the dashboard, I'm sorry, manage Jenkins. We have to click on manage credentials, click on Jenkins over here, click on global credentials unrestricted, and click on add credentials. In this case, we're going to be using SSH username with private key. Okay, the scope is going to be the system, the ID. I don't remember correctly. Let me check the official documentation. It is Jenkins Agent. Yeah, okay. Jenkins Agent, that's the ID that we're going to be using. And the username is going to be Jenkins. And in the private key, we have to click on enter directly and click on add. In this key is basically the private key that we have generated automatically. This is gonna, well, contain all this stuff here, okay? I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna click on OK. Now that we have set the credential, the global credential over here, I need to, well, actually stop the running instance, and I'm going to, well, actually down the network, because I want to up the network, but now with another Docker Compose file. Okay, let me show you this. I'm gonna use this Docker Compose file that has the same configuration than before, the Jenkins one, but now we have an agent service. Okay, let me explain you very quick this. But in the meantime, as I explain, I'm gonna, well, actually up this particular Docker Compose. It is Jenkins Agent Docker compose .yaml. There it is. Now it is actually, let me check if I'm correct. Now it is running in Jenkins and an agent container. Let me explain you what is happening here. Basically, this service is going to contain an image, right? This image is going to be a Jenkins one, but in this case, an SSH agent using JDK 11. Well, we have the flag privileged true, right? And the user root. The container name is going to be agent. If you check the Jenkins one, it was Jenkins, but in this case, it's going to be agent. And we're going to be exposing the port 22 that is going to be used to configure it with the manager, with the manager or the master node. Okay, and also we have to set the environment key that it is not going to work. Oh my God, let me see. Oh no, ABB3N. I hope that it is the same. Let me see. It shouldn't be the same, right? No, probably it is not. No, it is not. Let me stop this because it is not going to work. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna down the Docker Compose, and I need to send the public key that I have generated recently in the Docker Compose over here. Let me show you that. I'm gonna delete this one and I'm gonna send the new public key. Okay, and I'm gonna again up the Docker Compose. Okay, there it is. It is creating the stuff. I'm sorry, guys, but I didn't remember that. Holy moly, I forgot that. Okay, perfect. Now we understand that we are running two services under the same Docker Compose, right? The only difference here is that the container name is agent. The image between them is different because Jenkins has the manager and the manager structure or the infrastructure, and the agent one is going to have an SSH agent, okay? The expose port is different, and well, we have to send this environment variable over here in order to get this working correctly, okay? So if we check this, you're gonna see that it is saying that the started initialization is in progress. We have to wait for a few seconds until we get this working and up and running, okay? Let's wait for a few seconds, but in the meantime, I wanted to, well, make a bit of marketing here. Guys, thank you very much for all the support. Please click on subscribe and let a like of this video, and I encourage you to come here and check the Cypress tutorial for beginners. If you want to learn test automation using Cypress, it's totally free. I'm gonna be creating a paid course, right, in Udemy, but all this content is basically all you need to know. I'm just gonna create a kind of course that help you to understand with small videos step by step what is Cypress, but it is in case you want to support me. It is not totally required to understand and learn Cypress, because I have a lot of free content over here, okay? But also you can understand and learn Postman for API testing, Test Cafe, Jenkins, Selenium, Git, okay, and a lot of stuff there, guys. As you can see, we have a playlist where we explain what is Jenkins pipeline, what is Jenkins CI/CD, how you can send automatic Slack notifications with the build status, a lot of stuff that you can achieve here for free, okay, guys? So I just wanted to tell you that in case you want to support the channel. Okay, I think that it is finishing the configuration. Let's see. It is saying that Jenkins is fully up and running, and I can access the local host 8080. I'm gonna reload the Jenkins, and you can see that it is asking me the admin or the user that we configured before. And well, you can see that we have a test job here that if I build it again, we're gonna have the same result. I hope so. Let's see. The build number 2 is there. Let me show you this. That's good. And if I check the dashboard, well, it is only having the build executor status. We only have one executor, because even if we have an agent here, it is not configured yet. So I need to do it. How we can do it? Well, we have to click on Manage Jenkins, click on Manage Node and Clouds, and create actually click on New Node. Well, if we follow the guide over here, we're gonna follow all the steps, but there is something that we have to check, because it is not working as they are saying, okay? The node name is gonna be Jenkins Agent, okay? Jenkins Agent. I'm gonna click on OK. And we have to set the number of executors. In this case, it's gonna be 1. The remote root directory, it is going to be home Jenkins Agent. That's the place that inside of the Docker of the of the agent container that is going to contain all the workspaces and all the stuff that we need over there, okay? The labels is gonna be empty. I'm gonna leave the usage as use this node as much as possible. And in the launch method, we have to select launch agents via SSH. The host is going to be, I don't remember that, I'm sorry guys. Let me see. The host is going to be agent. That's the host. And the credentials is the one that we have configured before by SSH, right? Because now it is going to be using the private key that we have in Jenkins with the public one that we have declared in the Docker Compose, right? So they can understand that this is working correctly, right? And also we have to click on advanced, because we need to set the Java path. And this is the part that I wanted to explain you, because it is not working as they say in the documentation. Let me show you this. They are saying that the Java path is under user local OpenJDK 11. If I go right to the Jenkins, let me see. It was, I want to do something. I'm going to be executing docker exec man -it the agent, right? And I want to access the bash. Inside of the bash, I want to look for user local, okay? So I'm going to do a user local cd. And if I do an ls, you're going to see that I don't have an OpenJDK 11 folder, and it is not there. That's why I wanted to create this video, to help you to understand this particular configuration, because if you are not aware of Docker and all the stuff, you can come here and look for other folders where OpenJDK is. In my case, I knew that it was under opt. Okay, let me show you this. And we have a Java folder here. And if I inspect the Java folder, you can see that we have OpenJDK there. So we can access also the bin folder on inside of OpenJDK. There is the bin folder. And if I do a pwd, I have the same path, but well, the correct one, right? So I can copy this and I can use it in the Java path. Okay, that's important. And also the official documentation is giving us some standard parameters to connection timeout, maximum number of retries, and seconds to wait between retries. Okay, 60, 10, and 15. Okay, I'm gonna use them over here. Perfect. And that's basically it. I'm gonna save this, and I'm going to click on Jenkins Agent. And it is saying that this node is being launched. Let's see if it is working or not. It is saying that it is not working. Please ensure one is created that the Jenkins can read it. It is not working. No non-host file was found. It is not working, guys. Key exchange wasn't finished. Connection is closed. It is about the SSH host key verification. Oh, guys, let me see why. Okay, guys, let me check if I check the credentials, maybe. Test job. Configure. Let's see if the credentials, but no, here, manage Jenkins, manage credentials, Jenkins over here, unrestricted, Jenkins agent. This credential hasn't been recorded as used anywhere. That's weird, right? I'm gonna enter again the SSH public key over here. The private key, I'm sorry. And I'm gonna save it. Okay. I'm gonna check the node configuration in manage nodes and cloud, and I'm gonna configure it to home Jenkins agent. Yeah, it is using the Jenkins configuration, not verifying verification strategy. I'm not sure if I said that before, but it has to be in this particular setup. I'm gonna save this, relaunch agent, connection closed. It is saying that remote Jerkche is a direct directory. Now it is saying that the folder that I'm sending is not correct, guys. So let me check my notes, because I had a note here with the correct data. opt Java OpenJDK Bing Java. Let me see what I did. Configure this. Advanced. Oh, I see. Probably I have done something wrong. Let me see. Oh, this is not the right OpenJDK. open opt java opjdk bin. Oh, it is correct, but I need to send the Java one. Oh, I see, guys. Probably I did something wrong because I needed to send also the Java folder. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm sorry. I have to send Java over here. Okay. Now I'm gonna relaunch the agent, and the agent is connected, and it is working fine now. If I check the notes, you can see that here it is saying in sync. That's correct. And you can see that now we have another executor here in the system, the Jenkins agent. So how you can configure a job to run on this particular agent one? Well, you can come here, click on this, configure, and restrict this job to be run under a label expression. For example, Jenkins agent. Okay. If I save this, you're gonna see that it is saying that there is a node with this particular label. Okay, and if I save this particular configuration and click on build now, well, it should work. If I click on the build number 3, you can see that now this is building remotely on the Jenkins agent, and the workspace is under the home Jenkins agent. So if I probably come here and look under home Jenkins agent, we are gonna have a new folder there named workspace. There it is. And inside of workspace, we have the test job that we have generated over here when it was executed. And guys, that's basically the basic configuration that I wanted to show you today. I hope that you enjoy this. Please let me know in the comment section if it helped you and if it was interesting for you guys, because that's the idea. The idea is to keep learning together, along a lot of videos that I'm creating during this period of time. Okay, thank you very much, guys. See you in the next one. This was JoanMedia, and well, bye bye.